How you going, guys? Today I'm going to be walking you through how to create a Facebook ad to help recruit people for your research study or for your clinical trial. Let's get straight into it. So we're here in Facebook Ads Manager. To get there, if you haven't used Facebook Ads Manager before, I recommend you just quickly search Facebook Ads Manager and click on the first link. That'll take you to this page here where you can sign in and you'll get access to this account. This gives you the option to create Facebook ads for your Instagram and for your Facebook pages. You'll only have to enter in a credit card detail and connect your Facebook and Instagram pages and you're all set. And you'll come to a screen like this where you should have no campaigns if you haven't run anything before. So we're going to click straight on and create a new campaign. We're in the quick creation mode. We're going to stick with this. So we're going to give it a campaign name and we'll call it Recruitment for Trial. So you can leave bidding type as auction, you can leave that as traffic. Keep in mind there are a lot of campaign objectives. As you click on this here, you can see we have plenty. So each campaign objective has a different optimization for people. Let me just go through them. I'm going to switch to guided creation because this will help me out a little bit. Here we go. Here are our objectives. So on the left hand side we've got awareness column. These essentially show your advertisement to the most people possible. So if you had a large audience, say 1 million people to reach, you'd want to possibly select one of these options here. And then we've got consideration. This is how people will convert and react to your advertisement. So traffic obviously is going to show your ad to people most likely to click on your link. And then we've got engagement, which is a very similar thing. App installs, lead generation, video views, so if you've got a video to show. And then we've got conversions. This is about sales and getting people to buy a product. Today we're going to stick with traffic because we want people to click on the link in our description to find out more information about our clinical trial and possibly participate and sign up. Let's give the campaign a name, Recruitment for Research. And do not worry about campaign budget optimization or any A/B tests. We're not quite ready there. Down the bottom here, you can also add a campaign spending limit. So if you had a $500 budget, you put that in there. That way you'll never spend any more than $500 as total campaign. So in the left-hand side column here, you can see how Facebook breaks down its advertising. It has the campaign where you select your objective. And then we have the ad set. The ad set is where we select our audience and the budget. And then we have the ad, which is the creative and the visual and the text and the links. And these fit one within another. So you can have multiple ads within an ad set and you can have multiple ad sets within a campaign. For this example, we're going to keep it simple and we're going to have one campaign, one ad set and one ad. So let's quickly set up the ad set. I like to call the ad set name something that describes what we're targeting. So I'm going to call it teenagers, or not teenagers, let's call it young adults in Adelaide. If this was the target audience we were going after, young adults, possibly 20 to 30 year olds, this is how we'd go about doing it. Traffic, we're going to send them to a website, which is fine. If you wanted to send them to your messenger or an app or use WhatsApp, you could select those options here. Ignore dynamic creative. That's essentially saying that we would have varying headlines and different headlines. We don't need to go that far. Here we go, the audience. This is where we can set the audience we want to target. So we're going to stick with create new audience. We're not going to worry about using a saved audience. And we're going to edit the location first. And we're going to clear Australia. And we're going to type in Adelaide. And click on the city. And you can see it develops a map here of the area we're going to target. And you can see it covers most of Adelaide, which is great. So we're going to leave that. Keep in mind, as we create changes to this audience here, this right hand side which previews the audience updates to. So you can see we've got a potential audience so far of 1.1 million people, which is great. Next step, let's adjust the age. Since we're targeting young adults, we want to target 18 to, let's say, 28, because those are young adults. And let's watch the audience size update. Here we go. You can now see we've got 310,000 people within this region who are that age. We're targeting both genders, which is important. And we're going to leave this off. However, you might want to go in here and search clinical trials. Or here you go, clinical trials. So this is going to filter this audience down by people who are also interested in clinical trials. So now we have 20,000 people in Adelaide between the age of 18 to 28 who are interested or have shown interest in clinical trials. So this could be a potentially really good audience for finding recruitment options out of. From here, we can click Save Audience and give it a name. Let's call it Young Adults Interested in Clinical Trials Adelaide. Hit Save. So now we have an audience set. We can select our placement. So selecting manual placement will allow you to choose where you want your ad to show up on Facebook and Instagram. I recommend just leaving automatic placement on because Facebook will deliver your ads to the most optimized places possible. So down here we've got the budget. I would definitely leave it optimized for link clicks because that's what we're after. We want people to click on our link and go to our website where they can learn more and sign up to become a participant. I would ignore cost control. That's not really important yet. Once you get in depth more, you can understand it. But right now, when we haven't got the faintest idea of how this campaign is performing, we won't even touch it. Down here, you can set the daily budget or a lifetime budget. I recommend working with a daily budget. And I think anywhere to get results, you kind of need $2 to $20 initially. I recommend trying to spend about $100 to get a good idea of how the audience is responding. So let's leave the daily budget at $20. You can set a start and end date, or you could just run your ad continuously. I'm going to run the ad continuously, and down here Facebook tells you you'll spend no more than $140 per week. Keep in mind, Facebook also estimates your results here, so it's predicting we'll reach 1,000 to 3,000 people daily, and will potentially get 3 to 15 link clicks. Keep in mind, if you adjust this budget, this will adjust too. So for $2 per day, we'll reach 300 to 800 people, and we'll get less than 10 link clicks per day. So this is a really good way of experimenting and getting forecasts of how your budget is going to go. So let's leave it at $20 and go to continue. So now our campaign set up, our ad set, which is our targeting and our audience and our placement and budget set up, and now we're in the ad. This is where you actually set up the ad and the creators of the ad. Once again, let's get a name and let's call it Recruitment for Young Adults in Adelaide. So we're going to design this ad for recruiting young people in Adelaide. Here you can select your Facebook page, which will show, and your Instagram account. Make sure to connect those up and select the right accounts. And here you can select the type of ad. We've got a carousel, which will be 2 or more images, which you can scroll through, or a single image or a video, or a collection. Carousel and single image or video are really, really effective. Collections more so for e-commerce and selling products. Today we're going to stick with single image so we don't overload the person. You can also select existing posts within your Facebook page. But today we're going to create an ad. Let's scroll down and go add media. Let's add an image. We're going to upload one because we haven't got anything. And let's go to here and upload this image here. Now Facebook doesn't let you use images that have text or too much text to them. So choose images which are quite graphic and visually appealing. Now, once we've got that image selected, Because Facebook has many aspect ratio sizes, you can adjust the images here to suit every aspect ratio. Hovering over it there, we've got the square aspect ratio, and that image looks good. This is the upright vertical aspect ratio, and that looks good too. And then we've got the right-hand column aspect ratio, which looks good too. But if you wanted to edit these, you could simply click crop image and adjust how the placement is. Now we can click continue. So now that image is loaded in with the different placements. Now it's time to set up the text and the headlines. The primary text is the most important thing in your ad because it's what everyone reads when they see it. So I like to open up every advertisement with a line that catches your attention and verifies whether you're relevant for the ad or not. For example, because we're recruiting young people in Adelaide for a research or clinical trial, what we would write here is, are you interested in joining a research study for a new pharmaceutical? Let me spell that correctly. Pharmaceutical medicine? Question mark. So the great thing about an opening line like that is when someone's scrolling through Facebook, because it's a question, they can immediately see whether or not this ad's relevant for them. Are you interested in joining a research study for a new pharmaceutical medicine? If you are, this ad's going to be relevant to you. If you're not, keep scrolling on. So it's a really good way of making sure the people that see your ad are really interested in your ad. And then we can add some text, like find out more by going to our website. I recommend you put more information in your primary text, but because I don't really have anything to write, I'm just going to find out more by going to our website. Here we can set a headline. The headline might be, join our research study on a new, let's just call it join our research study. Now that will appear down here next to the call to action. Well, it will. And then we've got, well, it will once we update the URL. Let's actually update the URL first. I'm just going to direct it to Praxis Australia, but you would obviously choose your website here. Here we go, let's set that update. Here we go. See, once we put the link in, our headlines start to show up. Let's add a description. Help future patients get better access to better medicine. Here we go, and that will update there as a little bit below the headline. Now, we can also go through and preview this ad in different forms. So far we're looking at it desktop. Let's have a look at it mobile. Let's have a look at it in a Facebook story. Keep in mind you can edit these ads as you go through here. This is a really good way of getting some mock-ups of the ads and sending it off to people to show them how it's going to look. We can also adjust the call to action. So learn more is a really good call to action, but you also want to have apply now, or yeah, that's probably the only applicable one. Learn more is the most popular one on Facebook, so I recommend sticking with it because people are used to selecting learn more. If you have multiple languages you want to reach people in, I recommend you add them here, but you probably don't really need to. You can track people, but I don't think you need to track them. So just turn that off and you're done. So let's hit confirm and let's quickly review our changes we've made. Just takes a few seconds as Facebook loads this. Here we go, and it's published. How easy is that? So as you can see here, Facebook has our campaign in draft mode still, but that will get reviewed first. Here you go, so now it's in review. This means Facebook's going to review our text and make sure that we don't violate any of their criteria, and that what we're advertising is legal and all those sorts of things. This only takes kind of 2 hours to 6 hours. Can take longer if they're busy, and also can take faster if they're not busy. So you'll see your ad running once it's been reviewed. You'll get an email, and then Facebook will tell you, and your ad will be running.